Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Just before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that I debated a little bit about putting this one up on the channel, but as I had it in the can, as it were, and this bus has now been removed with yesterday's patch, I thought I'd upload it anyway as a remembrance for the future. It's worth noting as well that during the video I also had assumed that only the early access players had this bus, but I now realise you all had it on release day. It's a noisy bus, so I hope you can hear me fine in some of the sections and you enjoy it all the same. So without further ado, here's the video. Enjoy. Hello friends, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tintin57 and yeah, you guessed it, we're back on Tourist Bus Simulator. I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're back in free play and we're going to run a route that we did on I think it was on the how to set up a route, a custom route video that was a week or so ago. Because this is a short one and I've just already got it, sort of planned in here in free play. Don't need to set up a new one. The reason I'm running it again though is because we're going to run the ghost bus, as I'm calling it. The bus that isn't meant to be in the game, which slipped into my early access copy and I think will probably disappear once the first PS5 patch comes out, and I've not actually driven it. So I wanted to sort of put it on record, if you will, to show what it could be like if this type of bus ever came to the game, just so you could see it. It's come in from one of the other titles that the developer is working on. It's either the bus or Fern Bus. I don't know which one because I haven't got a PC and I haven't got those games, so I can't tell you which game it's come over from. But anyway, we're going from a Joy and we're going across the map through Pahara down to Gran Tarajal on the opposite coast, so we're going coast to coast again. I'm going to select it, and this is the bus that we're going to go with. It's an MAN and it's a Lion City double decker. So you know that this one's going to be a challenge, just based on if you saw part 7 in the playlist, where we took the line 391, which was an interesting video. Thanks for all the comments on that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You seem to all enjoy that, so that's good. So this one, I'm going to run this one. I'm calling it the Ghost Bus because it's there, but it isn't there. It looks quite nice, doesn't it? It's obviously a German bus. It says on the front BE Berlin. So we're going to take that one out. Let's have a look what season we've got. I think it always defaults to the 1st of June, doesn't it, in this mode? So we'll keep it that. Keep it in the morning. And I think we'll go with the sun. Now, what I will say is some of the control scheme from a very quick test that I did doesn't work because, and I think it's because this bus isn't meant for this game. So it's difficult to open the doors. So I can open the front door, but I can't open the rear doors. So I think what I'll do is I'll go with the arcade controls, because then we'll get a little bit more functionality this time. So I'll do that. And then let's jump in. So it will put us at a Joy to begin with. And here it is. This is our bus. Yeah, so the doors are opening fully with these controls. I'm not sure anybody's getting on though, which is a bit strange. Let's take a look around the bus because it's quite nice, just to make sure I don't get run over by anybody. It's quite big, isn't it? It's massive. I like it though, and you can see what it does as it comes into a stop and the doors open. The bus actually it curbs, it tilts to the whichever side. In fact, has it got doors on the left? It has no doors on the left, just on the right. Of course, because that's where generally we're stopping, aren't we? The curb's always on the right hand side. So it tilts to the right, and you'll see it lift up as we set off as well, which is pretty neat. Well, let's go and have a quick look around. There's the cab, which we'll take a little bit more of a look at once we get started. But let's just have a look round. There's a ticket machine there, all in German. I'm assuming that tells us how many people we can have upstairs, downstairs, standing. My German isn't as strong as some of you guys probably out there, but it's nice inside. And we've got stairs at the front or back. Let's take a quick look upstairs. That's plenty of seating, isn't there? Wow, what a nice view that is. I don't know if we're going to pick somebody up here or not, or whether or not it's going to be empty the whole way. But anyway, we'll carry on with the journey. Oh, but what a great view this will be. You remember as a kid on the double-decker, you always wanted to get the front seat, didn't you? You always wanted to go on the front seat to swing around those corners. On this island, sitting in the front will be a real special treat, I imagine. Anyway, let's go down these front stairs, and what we'll do is we'll jump into the driver's seat and we'll get going. So because I'm on the arcade controls, I can pretty much just set off, and doors will close. You can see it down there on the display. It's because I can't zoom in. You can see that the doors are open there on that display, the green sort of square display, and it shows that we're in neutral, parking brakes on, etc, etc. But we'll put the indicators on and we'll start to move away. There we go. And already we got our first tight corner. So as is typical in a Joy, as you've seen before, there's always a traffic jam, because there's one way in, one way out. Now, the other thing I can't do is show you the outside view whilst we're actually driving. Scrolling through the views must just be different in the game that this bus comes from. It doesn't let me use the right thumbstick to scroll the views, which is a little bit of a shame. But we can hop out again at one or two of the stops and I'll show you around the bus once more. But it was worth me firing this up because, as I said, I think it will probably disappear once the patch comes in. I'm assuming that I will reset to the same version of the game that you guys have got. Mine was a special early release copy. And I genuinely thought these buses were going to be in the game. And it became quite clear early on that this one certainly wasn't going to be in the game, and a couple of others, so that's nice. Look at that, the AI is waiting for me. Well, I never. We could have done with that in part 7. So it's another nice morning on the island. Very rattly this bus, isn't it? Lacking a little bit of the luxury of some of those coach type buses that we've been driving. But you know, just this little bit that I've driven so far, it certainly seems to handle very well. It seems to, I know this sounds crazy, it seems to grip the road better. You know, it feels heavier. I mean, it will be heavier, you know, in real life. It will certainly be heavier than the others, by virtue of having the 2 decks. But it feels very nice to drive. Let's see how we get on. Don't know what the top speed of this bus is or before what the acceleration is like, but again we'll check that. This one is
set up with a ticket machine over this side. So I would assume that means in the other game where it comes from, you actually do check tickets on the way in, as we used to do with bus simulator, of course. Because this is more of a round town bus, isn't it, rather than a tour bus. So let's stop here. We'll try and observe the rules of the road, even if the AI don't always do that. There we go. Let's swing it round. So Bahara will be our next stop, and it's just actually over this rise. This is Bahara. Have another jump out here and just have a look at the bus. Just indicate. Now the passengers are coming forward there, so let's see if they actually do get on the bus. Doesn't appear that they are doing. This is a bit of a shame. Let's just take another look. Again, I don't want to get run over. The traffic's quite heavy. Let me go across the street. That might work. Over by the drinks machines. So there is our bus. The other thing, of course, I wasn't able to. I tried earlier. I wasn't able to change the livery or the colour scheme, so that's not supported in here either. So it's literally the bus itself has made its way into the game by accident, and all the functionality that usually comes with the other buses just isn't available. So the passengers are obviously not getting on, which is a similar thing to do with the actual bus itself. It doesn't know that the bus is there, probably. So let's get underway. So La Canada is next, and it actually, see the destination board up there on the right, it actually has changed the destination board, so that works. That's quite a nice touch. Yeah, because of the size I can't show you the outside. I'm assuming it's because it's big and the orbital controls don't work with a bus this size. Not to worry. So we've actually got 25 kilometres to get to La Canada, which is a nice little hop. So how are you guys all doing? I know many of you are missing the patch. There's a speed camera, right? Many of you are still missing the patch, and many of you are looking forward to wheel support, and in many cases it's still not available, and if it is available it's not quite working how you expect, which is a bit disappointing, isn't it, after, well, how long has it been out now? It's last Thursday, wasn't it? So it's not quite been out a week yet, but you would have thought they would have got to that pretty quickly, because that's quite a fundamental piece of the game, isn't it, for many players. So I do sympathise with it, and I'm assuming they sympathise as well. They're trying to do everything they can to push it out. I know they've talked about it before, but certainly in the case of PlayStation, it's in with PlayStation to be certified, but it's not been rolled out yet. So none of us can find out, can we, where the patch actually is up to, which is a shame. I'm not having as many issues as some of you guys are having. I know some of you are waiting for the patch. You're not even going to start until the patch comes out. That's fair enough. For me, I haven't seen that. Nothing stopped me playing it, certainly. That's odd. So I've used the right, I'm not even going to stop there, so I remember that from last time. I've set up the bus stop to be on the wrong side of the road, which is why it's appearing over there, but nobody's going to get on anyway, nobody's getting off, so we'll carry on. The main aim of this is just to show you the bus. But I'm definitely impressed with the handling of it. Pity we can't get any statistics on what the weight of this bus is compared to the others. The steering reacts very well on this one. The faster you get, the noisier it gets as well. I remember as a kid, the old double-deckers used to have the old folding doors, didn't they? And there was always gaps underneath them and around the sides, and it would let cold air in, and they would also rattle, wouldn't they? Every bump you went over, those folding doors used to rattle like mad. I don't travel on bus these days as much because obviously I've got a car now. It's easy just to jump in the car, but obviously with a child, I spent a lot of time on the bus, going back towards the town centre and other places, in the school holidays. Yeah, this wants me to go back to the bus stop, but I don't really want to do that, so I'm going to see if it lets me carry on now. Because I think, let's have a look, we're nearly right at Grand Tarahal, look, so it would be a shame not to get there. Yeah, it's adjusted itself now on the sat-nav, so that's fine. I did miss out a bus stop. I don't do it often, but I did miss out a bus stop on the live stream on Saturday. I think it was just getting late, and I completely missed the fact that we had one to go to, and I didn't really realise until the end. But that was a good stream on Saturday. Check those streams out if you've not had a chance to see them yet. Some good tips and tricks, not just from me, but from the whole community who were watching those streams. So the chat replay is also on, so if you've not seen those, go and have a look. I think you'll enjoy those. Now I'm at the end as well, pretty much, and you know what? I'm going to speak too soon. I've not hit a road sign. Now that's not like me, is it? So it was expecting us at La Canada. That was the next stop. You see down the sat nav, but this actually is Grand Tarahal, and there's our summary. So we did get a summary. Passengers transported 0 out of 38. Nobody wanted to get on. We still got 47% overall, which is good, and no accidents. There you go. So we're improving. We use a bus that's not in the game, and we improve. But there you go. That was just a quick look at that bus, and I wanted to show that because it won't be long before we forget that bus is was even released by mistake, and it was only released to a few of us that were lucky enough to have early access. But I'd not driven it. I'd walked around it, but I'd certainly not driven it, so it was nice to just jump in and do that. It's a shame it's not fully functional, because it would have been better to have full control over the doors, etc., etc. But we've had a chance to drive it, and you never know, if Tourist Bus Simulator is really popular, then eventually Fern bus and the bus may also be ported to console, so we may see this bus again in the future, but now we've got it on record on the channel. If that ever happens years down the line, you can come back and say you came along for the ride with me on Fuerteventura. So hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a like, guys, as always, and please sub if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.